Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I am going to hopefully take you through a better day in the life in my business. I'm at work. It's, I think, 9:15. I've been here since about 8:30. Just getting some stuff organised. Emily is in the shop with me today. I've had to deal with a situation where a customer says that they didn't receive something. It's not here, like it's been sent. And I guess when that kind of thing happens to a big company, it doesn't really matter. But for a small company, it's really difficult. I don't like disappointing customers. I know it's gone out. Two of them actually have gone out to people that have probably received them and thought, lucky me, if it hasn't gone to the intended recipient. But, you know, for a small business, that's a lot. And I was just thinking about this in relation to paper bags. Like, I know it doesn't seem like much, but I was talking to one of my fellow businesses in the little strip of shops I was at, and they were saying that the paper bags are killing them. And, you know, why is it that Woolworths or Coles can charge us for a paper bag and they're making massive profits, and a small business gives them out for free, and we don't get the bulk buying power in the first place? And it's, you know, it all cuts into trying to do business. I keep seeing quilt shops closing down and or going online. And the more that happens, the less you'll be able to come in and touch beautiful fabrics. So, I don't know. That's my little whinge for this morning. I'm going to turn you around and show you what I'm dealing with today. Sorry about my hand there. I get to play with some vintage bits and pieces today, which is exciting. I love putting together the vintage packs. All the little stitching packs were bought overnight, which is great. Shop is nice and full, but we are getting more fabric today. That gingham just makes me really happy. I need to make a gingham bundle. I need to get that up. A couple of people are waiting for gingham bundles to do Betsy Sawtooth Star quilts with. Quilts are going to change on the wall soon because we are just waiting for all the bits and pieces for the Gosling quilt. And this is the start of some quilt kits for the Gosling quilt. And Sue, the designer of that quilt, has put together the most, I'm going to take you through one of these, not right now, but the most beautiful vintage bundles. Now, unfortunately, you cannot buy these. They will be a giveaway, though, for anybody that is purchasing that Gosling quilt in the first, I think, probably week. I haven't really sorted it out, but the bundles are the same. Some of my Tuesday stitches were like, oh, we're going to buy every single pattern so that we win them. But that's not going to be the case. So that's an exciting thing that's part of the Gosling quilt. And I've been, you know, getting lots of vintage textiles together and beautiful fabrics that I put into my quilt top. My quilt top is here. So that if you want to use the same fabrics, you can. And so I will hopefully get Betsy done today. I will make some progress on Gosling. I'm still waiting on a time frame for a delivery. I never like to release a quilt until I know I've got everything with me, even though it's all promised to you. Like not release it, but announce a release date. I don't do it until I've got all the bits and pieces. And I get to play with some of these beauties today and hopefully see some lovely customers in store. I've been putting together all these vintage packs, and I just thought somebody might like to actually see in more detail what's in them. So they're not all exact, they're not all the same, but this is one, and I haven't chosen it especially. I've just been packaged them. So some vintage lace and corners and beautiful fine doilies, little tiny snippets of very special bits and pieces. There's another folio in there, sometimes edged pieces which you can use for pockets and such, a little bit of feed sack, just beautiful old bits of fabric. It's another feed sack. Embroidered pieces. Linen pieces. Lovely fabric that you could use for the back of a pouch or for an outside of a needle book, and then two quite big pieces of beautiful felted wool from Sewbecurated. So they take a while to put together. They have lots of included beauties. I actually think they're a bargain, but I'm not sure.
Australia. Nah, joke.
So that will have just made it onto the YouTube. That's fantastic. Welcome to Australia, as we say. Emily and I were just joking about something that had happened in the store where Emily had been muttering something and I said to her without looking up, "What do you want?" And there was a customer standing in front of Emily and she thought I was speaking to her, which was awful because I do not speak to customers like that, just my employees. But I just wanted to show you after that the difference between those bigger vintage linen packs and some out of print fabric little packs for zipper pouches that I have. I managed to find a little bit more of some of the beautiful fabrics. And that will be my shop phone. I'll come back.
I'm going to pop it back on charge.
Okay. So you get some scraps to make a little scrappy front. They're very cute fabrics. And then fabric for the back and the lining, so lining, maybe back, scrappy bits and some vintage textile bits to include in there as well. So that's why they're at different price points. Also really good if you're after some of those hard to find prints, like these are out of stock. They're about 20, not out of stock, they're about 20 years old. So you won't be finding those easily anymore. And I've just made up a couple of more kits of those. Em has just left for the day. It's 2:40. I have just unpacked some new deliveries of fabric. This pretty blue one. I really like the seed packets. Imagine those fussy cut. And then this strawberry, I am such a sucker for a strawberry print, and this one is beautiful. I also got a few from AGF, which are beautiful low volumes. I love a low volume that's clearly low, but isn't white. Adds something to your quilt, so you can do something like the Orla quilt, and then that jade cream, which is a green that I just can't get enough of. And then down the bottom, look at this. That is Heather Ross wide backs. So, just tip those off. Beautiful deer print, like the moon and the stars, gorgeous green colour. And that's it next to that jade green. So you can kind of, jade cream, sorry, get an idea of the colour. And then this is just, so this is a more aquary toned green. I would say Jada. It's a big scale. There's my hand. It's bigger than her other prints, and it's a clover leaf with a lightning bug, and it's just amazing. So, and not only, so that's not even it. Also received in some of my Bonnie order. The rest of it I'm not going to be able to get apparently, which is super annoying. But I do have these 5 beautiful prints. I'm a sucker as well as for a strawberry, for a ditzy floral. And this one, like, look at that green flower. I kind of wish I'd ordered more, or that I'd got my whole order. But that's the way it is. And so then after that, the shop looks a bit of a mess. I've got like boxes that I need to take the recycling home. What did I get done today? I got my vintage packs all packaged up. I did some little packs. I've served customers, obviously. And this is something that has arrived for me as well. These are vintage feed sacks. Can you believe how lucky I am? Look at this. So I wanted these because I want to make this. I don't know that I'm going to be able to cut this up. Like, this is a feed sack fabric with strawberries on it. I have never seen anything quite like it. It reminds me of, I'm trying to think where it is. It reminds me of this strawberry fabric that I used in my Orla quilt, which was by Rose Van Oosten. That's not how you say it. She's a cotton and steel designer, but that's original old feed sack fabric. And then this heart with the rose. This one, oh, I think I'm going back through the ones I'd gone through, and this beautiful blue one. And why did I purchase those? I purchased those because I couldn't resist them, but also I want to make some kitchen sink bundles for this quilt here, which is mine, but it has a lot of feed sack mixed in with lots of other newer fabrics. So I will do a bundle like that as well, using all the beautiful quilting cottons that we've got in store with some of those vintage fabrics. So what am I doing now? I've got to get the post to the post office. I've got to take photos of the fabrics and try and get them online and work out what all this stuff still on the table is and where I can put it. So that's kind of my day. I haven't got through, there's still over there, that's the Gosling quilt bundles. Down the bottom there, I've got the start of some Edie quilt bundles, and I haven't made any progress on my gingham bundles. So I don't know, but I did find some bundles of vintage textiles that I've previously curated and hadn't even taken photos of. So hopefully I might get those done. Look at what is going on here, a kind of giant mess with Lucy eating. I just told her I wouldn't put her in there. We've had a busy morning. We haven't got all our bundles cut. I am quite excited by these aprons that are going into like an Edie kind of bundle. And we have just had delivered potato cakes, which are called, here they're called potato scallops in New South Wales, but I grew up in Victoria, so they're called potato cakes, which I warned you was the best bit about our shop. Saturday morning here. I've been working, I think for 2 nights, like I put it together one night and then I did some stitching on this little fabric collage. Like, so there's a lot more to add to this stitching wise and potentially fabric wise really as well. But just the difference from when you add like the little cantha stitches in from, see this piece here comparatively to this one here, I think it's a world of difference. And it's just some little simple stitches. I have to encourage myself that I actually really like the rough stitching, like kind of haphazard. So these pink stitches here, and if we go really close, you can see that I've picked up on these little flowers, the little white bits that come out from the center of the flower. This doily here, I have used that in so many pieces. So don't think when you, and you'll probably see this bit of it turn up in something as well. That was the last little bit. It was maybe a tray cloth size, and I don't know, it's just added a lot. Some little rough stitches on this part too. I'm about to head into the shop. I've got an electrician coming to fix one of my lights, and what else am I doing? Got some orders to fill. It's my little sewing space. It's very messy this morning and it won't be being tidied up for a while. I've got a big week coming up, which is why I'm vlogging. It is, you don't want to look at a blue door. Sorry, I turned you around because you didn't want to look at a blue door. Why is it a big week? Oh, because we've got the Gosling quilt coming out next Friday, I think. Why I say I think is because all the stuff is still on its way to me, being templates, papers, pattern. But it means I need to get all my kits sorted. I've got lots of beautiful vintage fabrics to include in them. We've got a giveaway that's going to be part of the release of the Gosling quilt, and just a big week. I'll see you at the shop. Okay, so in the shop, arrived hopefully before the electrician. He's not here yet anyway. I am going to turn you around and show you some pretty things, or things that I think are pretty anyway. So firstly, these large textile packs, vintage textile packs. They're all different. They're all beautiful. They're just, I don't know, I think a bit special. What else have I got to show you? I had thought of something. Oh, look at my table in the middle, full of colour. So happy. I am getting onto gingham today. I am doing it. Beautiful new fabric. So this line here is robin, strawberries, a garden toil, but also these seed packs, super cute. Some Heather Ross quilt backs. I've got to cut quite a few of those today. And some beautiful low volumes, which I kind of think would be really beautiful in an Orla quilt. And then these beautiful ones from Bonnie, which is Denise Schmidt's new line. Got a couple of vintage textile packs I need to photograph. Mark the pricing on these Edie quilt bundles, which some, I think maybe half sold overnight. They all come with a unique kind of a reclaimed textile, an apron or a tablecloth with chicken scratch that I kind of featured in my quilt. Lots of beautiful fabrics, lots of beautiful feed sack in there. There's the very start of a Betsy Sawtooth Star bundle. And then this one over here kind of came together by accident. But brown and aqua is such a beautiful combination to bring some grit and dirt to your quilt. So not a bright aqua, like what I call dirty aqua. And then over here is still, I have not made any progress whatsoever on the bundles that I am making for, what is that? The Gosling quilt. So super exciting. It's due out, I hope, next week. Everything is on its way to me. So there's no reason it shouldn't be, but I always get reluctant to name a date until I've got patterns, acrylics, papers. This is our giveaway. That one, I'm going to go through this and show what's in it. But Sue, the designer of the quilt, so remembering I just wrote the pattern, has put together a couple of bundles of the most beautiful vintage fabrics that you could win if you are buying that quilt. And I think in that first week, I've probably mentioned this again already, so apologies if I'm rambling. I better get to labeling and also getting orders out. Hello, Sunday morning. I have been sorting and searching for embroidered linens, and I found some amazing things, and I'm going to show you what I found, and then I'm going to get them on to soak. And then probably this will be the end of, I don't know, when did we start? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bits and pieces of what's been going on. And then hopefully this afternoon I'm going to do some stitching. Okay. So I've just wound this beautiful lace onto like a plastic thing to keep it organized, but that's really stunning. And I found a couple of others as well. I've done the same with all of them, just wound them onto a plastic thing. Look at that, so pretty. Also so pretty. And some beautiful larger kind of tray cloths. So I'm kind of quite particular about what ones. They all need a soak, a bit smelly, and quite particular about what I'll get now. Oh, look at that, the strawberries. Oh, and this one's got this really, like, obviously that needs a really good soak. Really interesting weaving, and it's quite, that feels really firm. So, interested in that. I always love when I find the thread work on a coloured linen, so that one's grey. This one's lovely. Oh, this one I picked up. I mean, I do love the cherries, but it's just incredibly fine work on it. Oh, and this one. Look at this random kind of dancing girls. I've never seen anything like it, but had to have it. Okay, and then these are very exciting. So many beautiful, beautiful bits and pieces to be soaked, but perfect for needle books. Like, just really interesting and lovely pieces with beautiful edging. Said they all need a really good soak. This one I thought was hilarious. That's it upside down, actually. And then I picked it up with another one. Like this 3 little green flowers and a bit of brown, but I don't know, so cute. Anyway, so that's what I have done this morning. I am going to get those on to soak, and sorry, there is a couple of other little random things. Look at this little matches girl, so cute. Look at that strawberry. We just have to sit and admire it for a sec. I really like this one as well. Where's the other one I wanted to show you? Oh. This one reminds me of a book that was Otto's, and it was called The Runaway Sausage, and it had a sauce that ran away. There we go. We've got a runaway sauce. Look how random is that? Super cute though. So that's what I'm doing probably for the rest of my Sunday. I've got sick Otto, 2 boys at work. My daughter is busy crocheting, which is kind of fun for her. Like, sorry, I turned it back around. My daughter is crocheting, which I love because she's picked up a crafty thing, and it's interesting to me, in the ways of daughters and mothers, that she has chosen the one kind of crafty thing that I am completely unable to do. I've tried to learn how to crochet many a time and been unsuccessful. So there's my daughter for you. Making sure she's just a little bit different to her mum if she's going to like some crafty stuff. And as you can see behind me is a little bit of a mess. So I will be tidying up my sewing area as well. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. I'll see you soon.